You were originally diagnosed in '97. It was after the birth of Caitlin, your daughter, and you were diagnosed with postnatal depression.
I was, yes.
But actually, you don't think that that was necessarily the correct diagnosis for you?
No, I don't. I mean, basically, I was sort of, you know, I was told I was being a paranoid mum, you know, first-time mum. Every time the baby sneezed, I was at the doctor's and this, that and the other. And it was actually the doctor who actually diagnosed, said, well, I think you might be suffering postnatal depression. But I sort of just batted it off a bit and thought, no.
It's not that. And you didn't take your medication, did you?
No, didn't even cash in the prescription. I mean, because it was Prozac, believe it or not. Now, I had heard about that and I thought that's a bit extreme. So, no, I never took anything or anything and just carried on.
And were you aware of symptoms? Were you aware of the effects of depression, Dee, at all? Did you have any idea of what was going on with you at the time?
Not at that time, no, because it's like, you know, you sort of struggle with being a first-time mum. I mean, I was 26, so I wasn't, you know, I wasn't, like, young. But I think it's still a shock when you become a mum for the first time. It's, you know, it's just a learning curve, isn't it? So...
But when the depression really kicked in full on, it was sort of September 2011, and sadly, your mother passed away.
She did, yeah.
And she was the matriarch of the family.
She was.
When she lost her, there was a real hole left there, not just for you, but for your father also.
Well, for all of us, because we are a small family. You know, there was mum, dad, me and my sister, and the 2 children. So we were very, very, very close. I mean, I used to speak to her about 10, 15 times a day. See her nearly every day, and you know, so for that suddenly to go, it just left a great big gaping hole.
And you were the older sibling, so you stepped up. You tried to sort of do those sorts of things that she did for the family, including taking on the role of caring for your father.
Yeah, you sort of go into overdrive, don't you? It's like, and I mean, I did sort of start, you know, obsessing over my dad, you know, sort of real old school Irish family, you know, dad had worked, mum used to do all the cooking and everything. I mean, he'd never paid a bill in his life, never, you know, so you sort of just jump in there thinking he's absolutely useless, but he wasn't, bless him.
But you were panicked because you were wanting to protect him as well, wasn't
totally,
it? And you didn't want to lose him either, so you were going through all of those sorts of emotions.
He's at that age, I don't think I'll say it live on TV, but, you know, and I really did obsess, and he had to say in the end, look, you know, back off, was sort of, you know, I'm fine, stop ringing me 10 times a day, stop, you know.
Well, it was the anxiety that sort of really ramped up at this point, and then the lies that came with that, the reasons for not wanting to leave the house.
Yeah, I think once I sort of realised Dad was okay, there was nothing to do. It was just, you know, there was just a big sort of gaping hole. So I just locked myself away in the house. That's when it hit me in my head that, you know, that Mum was gone and she wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
So.
What about other symptoms? Because there was sleep, first of all, you're really sleeping all the time, and then insomnia kicks in.
It is, it's bad because you spend like about 3-4 days just, you had to get up, I had to get up, you still had to take the kids to school, still had to look after the kids. I was sort of lying to my friends saying, oh, no, I can't come for a cup of tea today, I've got to go to my dad's, and saying to my dad, I can't come over to you, I'm at my friend's, but in reality, I was just locked in the house.
And how long did that go on for then, David?
I'd say probably a good 4 or 5 months. And one of my friends sort of, I think something clicked in her head the one day, and she was getting into my house one way or another, and she just took me off to the doctors, and that's when I just broke down, yeah.
And that's when you started to get the help that you needed.
Yeah.